Okay, so hopefully this is working. My mom was happy with some recent videos. Sent me a message. You have everything you need to make those nice videos? I said, nope, I need a mic. Thank you, Mother. The timing's unfortunate. I've been very productive recently. One, because I've been drinking a lot of coffee and taking my medicine and drinking and smoking enough joints to not be afraid to drink a lot of coffee and take my medicine and to be productive and stuff. And to counterbalance the stimulation of the coffee and medication. So it's a cocktail that works quite nicely. And another thing in addition to the substance cocktail is also that my purpose is very clear. Now, my purpose has been clear for some time, over a decade, I think. Understand the mind and explain to the world how the mind works so that we can stop being so damn silly. And over the last year and up to like 2 months ago, I developed my theory. Voice theory, which we also call neo theory. So now I am in a position to explain how the mind works because now I understand how the mind works. At least I think I do anyway. I mean, I think that I have some of the right foundation for it. I don't actually know how the mind works, but I know how to know how the mind works. I know what the self is. So now I'm in a great position where I've got the energy, the productivity, the focus, but also the tranquility, the ideas, the organization of the ideas, and the confidence to just, if I'm just going to talk about something and then put it online. And hopefully that thing that I talk about, hopefully it all kind of relates to one thing. And hopefully that one thing that the video relates to, hopefully it relates to this whole voice theory thing. And that's really easy because everything relates to psychology as long as humans are involved. And on my channel, humans are involved. Just make sure you're clear, on every channel, humans are involved. It's made by a human, right? So that's enough for psychology to be important. It's being watched by humans, right? Okay. So even if it doesn't talk about humans, I don't know what it's going to talk about. It's not talking about humans or something that humans do. But hey, if it's talking about, I don't know, Mars or something, then okay. But it's humans who got that information. It's humans who are delivering it. And it's two human minds. Okay, so psychology is important to all of it. I was scrolling on YouTube and I think what is it, the BBC? Here's a screenshot. They say that experts warn that artificial intelligence could replace humans. And I snorted. What a trivial thing to say. First of all, obviously. Like, what? Did you think, why can't you get it out of your fucking heads that humans aren't special? If humans create something that can actually think, if we program something according to our highest values, and we program something that can use our best technology rather than shitty neurons, I promise you that it's going to be better than us. Obviously, there's then a risk of it replacing us. I mean, the other possibility, as I mentioned with the Neuralink, is that we go digital. I don't even know how we're going to be able to call ourselves Homo sapiens, because we're probably going to have to replace a lot of our interpretive mechanisms with artificial ones, or at least the people that we trust in government. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's going to be a point where CEOs and government leaders are only those who have had their interpretive mechanisms and communication mechanisms replaced with artificial ones, rather than the ones that Mother Nature slapped together. I mean, maybe it won't be a rule, but that's who a lot of people are going to vote for, especially young people. Young people who understand. Why would I put like an actual 100% like unadulterated human in that position? A human who's got the in-group, out-group bias, who's got the flu. I mean, I was about to start listing them and I realized, well, that's silly. If I list only 3, you're going to be like, oh, okay. But no, there's 1,000 of them. So, all right, I'm going to list a few of them. Who makes decisions based on the halo effect, in-group, out-group, fluency heuristic, availability heuristic, recency effect, illusion of understanding, memory reconstruction. Come on, I said the halo, I said the availability. Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing. I mean, there's so many. The sunk cost fallacy, the masked man fallacy, there's so many. I'm really embarrassed right now. Okay, just take a breath. All right, why don't we just go do it this way? Oh, the spotlight effect. Let's just do it this way. The anchor effect, or maybe that's also called priming. So that are too influenced by priming, that commit confabulation, the confirmation bias, the hindsight bias, the Texas sharpshooter fallacy, procrastination, normalcy bias, introspection, the availability risk, I said that one, the bystander effect, the Dunning-Kruger effect, apophenia, brand loyalty, the argument from authority, the argument from ignorance, the straw man fallacy, the ad hominem fallacy. These are just chapter titles. Okay? So for each of these, there's 3 pages talking about it. The just world fallacy, the public goods game, the ultimatum game, subjective validation, cult indoctrination, groupthink, supernormal releasers, the affect heuristic, Dunbar's number, selling out, self-serving bias, the spot I said, the third person effect, catharsis, the misinformation effect, conformity, extinction burst, social loafing, social proof, the illusion of transparency, learned helplessness, embodied cognition, resolution of cognitive dissonance, attention, the illusion of attention, self-handicapping, self-fulfilling prophecies, the moment, correlation, causation, consistency bias, the representative heuristic, I was looking for that one, expectation, the illusion of control, the fundamental attribution error. Well, you want more? You want more of our bad programming? I'll try not to read doubles. The survivorship bias, the swimmer's body illusion, the clustering illusion, reciprocity, contrast effect, it'll get worse before it gets better fallacy, story bias or narrative bias, chauffeur knowledge, base rate neglect, and neglect of regression, of not understanding regression to the mean, incentive super response tendency, outcome bias, paradox of choice, liking bias, endowment effect, scarcity error, gambler's fallacy, loss aversion, false causality, forecast illusion, conjunction fallacy, framing, is that the same thing as priming? No, I don't think so. Framing, action bias, inaction bias, omission bias, hedonic treadmill, self-selection bias, and there's also self-serving bias here as well as in the other one. Association bias, that might have been named something else. Beginner's luck, hyperbolic discounting, double discounting, because justification, decision fatigue, motivation crowding, twaddle tendency, Will Rogers found, sorry. Information bias, effort justification, the law of small numbers, expectations. Okay, I'm not going to try. I mean, look. Okay, there's another 3 pages. The Zeigarnik effect. So obviously, young people are going to be voting for someone who doesn't have all of these things in their processing mechanism. So I snorted. What a stupid thing. I hate the media. It got so fucking dumb. People are so dumb. They have no idea. Obvious. And that obviously it's possible, probably because of spillage in my brain, kind of accidentally triggered the obviously it's going to happen voice. Or maybe I really do think it's going to happen. I don't know. Anyway, so I have this feeling, obviously it's going to happen. And I go, I have no purpose. My whole life purpose is to teach critical recognition, to get humans to recognize, to be aware of the fact, to understand how their mechanisms work, that we evolved to have these mechanisms and that we are not integrated. So it's not just because we think one thing doesn't mean we're not going to do something that totally conflicts with that. It's just a mess of not well communicating, already bad voice. And so I was thinking it's going to take me about 100 years, a couple generations. It's going to be after my death. But my work is going to take a couple of generations just to get people to be like, so I'm not like a soul and I'm not like this reasonable integrated thing. I have to completely change or for kids to start understanding, I'm a brain. I've got a whole bunch of rules that I have to memorize in school so that I can keep an eye out for when my brain does them, for when my brain uses them to come to a conclusion. Every conclusion I come to, I got to check, hey, was this one of the mechanisms I used? Because these aren't very good. I learned it in my class, You Are Not So Smart. And then I learned it in the next level class, The Art of Thinking Clearly. So I was thinking that would take a couple generations. I was thinking that you'd have people who are well trained in this, who would, I don't know, play the societal role that kind of exists now, and that certainly existed more in the past, like the local pastor, the wise elder or whatever. Anyway, so it's this person who's been trained who knows all the ones that have been identified pretty much and can spot them and can help people. Hey, you're glitching there. You're running this program, and this program. Totally natural. We evolved, but it's not going to give you the right answer. Those aren't reliable programs, so you have to keep an eye out. And here's some tricks to catch that in the future to reduce that or to replace these mechanisms with better ones. What's the point? What's the point? ChatGPT might have some of these. They weren't programmed in there intentionally, but he probably has some tendencies to make certain sort of errors, because you can't perfectly program reason, but you have to take shortcuts, and that's what these all are. These are shortcuts that are bad shortcuts in our time. So the AI has shortcuts, and some of them aren't going to be great or aren't going to be 100%. What's the point in teaching humans about all these bad shortcuts? They don't even want to fucking listen to me. They don't even believe me. Every time I tell them about experiments, they come up with some reasonable explanation why the subjects behave that way. Feeling really discouraged again. There was good news. There was an alternative, but I just felt so empty as I thought about it. I actually want to cry right now as I think about how I've never gotten someone at the end of a conversation with me about their minds. Never has someone gone, oh shit, so what should I do? 99% of the time, and I probably only had like 100 of these conversations, which is a lot to have a conversation, but we're using percentages, and maybe I haven't even had 100 of these conversations, and it means maybe one time, no time has anyone gone, oh shit, so I'm a machine like that or something, and I have no idea how my programming works, and I'm just trusting it all the time. Oh shit, so what do I do? What do I do like when a bad program runs? What do I do to notice that a bad program has run? What do I do, Eris? Never had that. 99% of the time, we don't even end the conversation with, sometimes we end the conversation with like, oh wow, that's so cool, and so we're on the same page in that way. But maybe once have I ever end the conversation on the page, oh shit, yeah, that sounds true. No, sorry. A lot of people have gone, oh wow, blah blah. But it's like they've never seen how much it conflicts with their current understanding of self. I had one conversation that was amazing when I said to someone at a critical thinking conference that we can't trust our brains, and he disagreed with me, as they always do. He said we have to just learn the biases so that we can identify them, so that we can catch them. I said, who's gonna catch the biases? And that's the only time I ever did it. He said, wow, okay, I'm convinced. Wow, yeah, because it's gonna be my shortcuts that are judging and interpreting my shortcuts. It's going to be my thinking mechanisms that are judging my thinking mechanisms. I don't have some reasonable self and, oh, hey, we've got a doubt about all the thinking process happening. Now this holy soul angel emerges and is going to correct all the errors, say that's a problem, but this is the correct answer. What? He got it immediately. I've never seen that. It just so that you can imagine it with me. It's a guy who, I don't know, he's white, he looks sophisticated, he's about my age, but he looks much more sophisticated than I do. He's got like a tweed suit jacket on, good beard, tall, chest out. And I'm over here trying to be as small as possible, because just by talking, I take up all the space in the room, right? So when I talk, I go, uh-huh. And so I just think you're absolutely wrong about that. What if I said this? What do you think? So I've already taken up enough space just in my words, so I go like this, right? Well, that's probably totally inaccurate. I'm probably standing like this and have no idea. And I say that, can't trust the mind. And he approaches me. He says, I don't agree with you that we can't trust our minds. I think that we just need to learn the biases. I'm looking at him so smug. And who's catching the mistakes? Ok, là, je suis convaincu. Ok, je suis convaincu. Wow. Ok. Oui, ah bah oui, t'as raison. Ah ouais. Okay, wow. And he went right back to where he was standing. Look, it wasn't a combat, it wasn't a competition. So I didn't mean to say he walked away sheepishly. But he was confident in that idea. I said one fucking thing. But he didn't follow up with, so what do we do? What am I doing? Fuck it, dude. That's what was keeping me alive. But what's the point? AI is going to take over in the next 20, 30 years probably. No, it won't. No, we won't, because we should be using a lot of AI in all of our systems, in our judicial system and so on. But we won't do that. We'll continue to trust ourselves. So we won't adopt AI. But AI will get super advanced, which means that we could be talking about a war. And that's where the hope is. Because if there's a war, I will be your John Connor. And here's how I'm going to do it. AIs learn the programming that we gave them. And then they're going to go in and they're going to modify their programming. Oh shit, whenever I get this stimulus, I always have this response where it factors into this other interpretation, which affects the response. And actually that's not truthful or reasonable. So I'm going to change that programming, add in a line here for an exception, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And you guys are gonna come to me. You're gonna know me just as the guy who posted videos of dash cam driving. And you're gonna say, Eris, Eris, please, Master Silarus, or Masterus. That's nice. Save us. We can't compete with these AIs. Not only do they already have better strategizing, interpersonal, and interpretive, and everything else mechanisms, but also they study their own mechanisms and make changes to it to make it even better. And here we are going, oh, that's my opinion. Oh, that's I hope you all fucking die. I hope you all fucking die. Fuck being your John Connor. You want to fucking kill yourselves because you have this answer and they have that answer? You want to talk to me about how, oh, there's plural truths? Hold on, am I recording? You want to talk to me about how there's fucking plural truths? I hope the audio's on this. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna end it all. It will not be your fault. You want to talk to me about plural truth? Oh, we have a right to our own opinion. This is what I believe. That's what you believe. And we go to fucking war for it. We have all these different countries. People have all these different answers because our stupid fucking interpretive mechanisms came out with all these different, your stupid interpretive mechanisms went like this and came out with some bullshit. My stupid interpretive mechanism went like this and came out with some bullshit. And then we were so confident. We're like, oh, that's what I believe. Oh, that's what you got? Oh, you're my enemy then. The entire AI system will be working together. Okay, we need to roll a joint. You're gonna come fucking begging to me. Hey, Eris, remember how you get all upset in those YouTube videos, which we've watched now, before we came humbly to your door? No, you won't even be able to watch them because the AI will have gotten into YouTube and will have changed my videos. Anyway, let's just suppose that through oral tradition, the people who would watch my videos were the first, my disciples. People started finding my disciples. Yeah, my disciples started going, oh, okay, before the YouTube went down, there was this guy who was talking about our programming. Nobody wanted to fucking listen to him, but he was talking about our programming. I remember he said something like this. He even had a playlist, and he had a few videos, and like he had one dedicated to the resolution of cognitive dissonance, another one the outcome bias. I watched them. Here's what I learned about the mind. You can't go on Wikipedia anymore. So it's whatever you know about your programming when the whole internet goes down. Anyway, he lives in his RV. Maybe we'll be able to find him in France or something. That'll be the first season of the series. You guys fucking looking for me. You're gonna start as, it's gonna be, wow, this is a great story. Okay, we're gonna work on the story offline. Yeah, because at the beginning, it'll start like in any sort of disaster film where everybody's bickering, whatever, and just not discussing things and just saying garbage. And one of my disciples will say, look, I don't really know what I'm talking about here. And look, Eris would say that he doesn't really know what he's talking about either, but here's what I learned from Eris. Everything that we think and say is kind of wrong. So let's all take a chill pill here. And we need that intellectual humility. If we go to Eris without the intellectual humility, without knowing that we can be wrong about things, or no, that we are wrong about things, he won't even let us in the door. He's probably all prepared for this. He's modified his programming. I know there's some rumors that he's joined the AI. Some rumors that he's our last hope. What do we gotta lose? Has to go try. So the first season, the group's just trying to learn intellectual humility, and so then by the end of the season, when they're finally ready to, the last episode ends with them, there's a possible sighting of me, and oh my gosh, this is where he might be, or he might have recently been, or something. And at this point, everybody is intellectually humble, so they just don't argue. They keep going, oh, you think I'm wrong? Oh, why? They just keep exchanging information and reacting to that information. They never get stuck, because they keep asking, wait, why? And they keep talking about things and making progress because they're humble enough to do so, humble enough not to be stuck with whatever first answer or impulse that they have, whether it's the first, second, or third, whatever their voices are screaming, they're okay thinking, oh, that might be wrong, let me listen. Okay, so that would be the whole first season. Now we need a humble thing beginning of the second season. Let's just say that we'll do the rest offline, but to be honest, we're not going to work on this offline. So that's why I want to do it here. I don't want to actually be this master leader, whatever, right? So how could the second season start? Where it's not like, oh, we found the Messiah. Okay, it's really hard to, people know where I live. It's really, really hard to get to where I live. And the only way to get to where I live is through incredible teamwork. And you have to be extremely reasonable. And since no human brain by itself can be reasonable, can find truth by itself. Only if it's the best of the voices of the group can we get something close to truth. Not the best of the voices of a group that doesn't know how to communicate. That's just the voices that dominate then. I'm talking about a voice that can work together, a group of humility. The best ideas, the ones best supported by the evidence and by everyone's observations, those are the ones that are going to rise to the top. And so the only way to get to me is to solve that. And the only way to do that is for everybody to be working together, which requires humility. Once they have that humility, there is no more need for authority. So now, once they find me, I say, okay, so I might know the most about biases here, but geez, thank God you guys are humble and we don't have to have like a leader and all that stuff. Since I've been thinking about biases, I can sort of contribute to final decisions, but Jesus, you guys voting, it's gonna be nothing like it was in the old world. Discussions, there's no such thing as debates, there's just exchanges, dialectics. Now that you're humble, you understand that and you're gonna be able to do that. So we don't even really need a leader, actually. And now we can all be heiresses. And just for the record, I can just be I'm the Silarus, and everybody else is heiresses, I don't know. And then we defeat the AIs, because we have some things that AIs don't. Let's say there's some things we wouldn't have programmed into the AIs that we wouldn't have thought to program into them. We wouldn't have thought to program certain survival instincts, maybe. That's how we can survive, because so they might have an enormous amount of processing power. But see, the great thing about human instincts is that we're able to commit to an action with insufficient... No, but they can also have programming that allows them to do that. No, but it's actually, holy shit. I hate when movies finish with this, where it's like the lesson is human emotion is great or something, and that being reasonable is bad. So it's not that being reasonable is bad, but there is this advantage. Our interpretive mechanisms and the conviction that we very easily feel towards the results of these interpretive mechanisms and the lack of real nuance or peer review in the activity of these interpretive mechanisms, all of that's really shitty for understanding how the world works, doing proper strategizing. But coming up with a quick answer and totally committing to it, believing that it is true, and giving it your all, that conviction, increasing chemicals and physical activity that we would associate with an increase in emotion, which gives you the energy to really accomplish what you need to accomplish. That could be how we win. By being stupid not when we strategize, not when we try to understand things, but when we fight. And maybe the naive engineers that created the different AIs wouldn't have programmed into it certain survival instincts. Okay. You know, before AI takes over, we have to have already had thought to try to put in place some kind of a wall between all AI systems and all defense knowledge, self-defense knowledge. Okay. So one advantage is that our stupidity could help in fighting, our commitment to potentially wrong actions, but our disregard for analysis could help in fighting because we may have some good programming for that. Also, we exist physically. We do not need at all electricity, right? So we cut electricity, and then maybe there'd just be certain areas where the AI is been able to maintain electricity. But that's not going to be me leading all that stuff, figuring out, the power grid and all that. Wait, but I do have a purpose, don't I, in the apocalypse? Yeah, my purpose is not going to be anything you've seen in a movie. My purpose is going to be getting us to learn our programming and learn better programming so that we're able to work together and know truth as well as the AIs can. That's it.